iPhone users beware. There's a lightning cable that's actually being mass produced in factories that gives a hacker access to your personal data. And guess what? It looks exactly like a real lightning cable from Apple. So the next time you want to charge your phone using someone else's charger in a public place, you should probably just not. Welcome back to InformOverload. We do the news, we spill the tea, and we tell you about the most interesting news stories we find on the internet. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Subscribe so we get to hang out on the daily, and follow the IO team on social media so we can connect outside of YouTube. Alright, so I'm about to tell you some very serious information, so I'm gonna put my serious face on for just 1 second. I think most of us have been in a situation where we run out of phone battery. With all of us constantly running Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, using our cameras, and scrolling, our devices run out of battery real quick. Unless you own the latest version of an iPhone. Not me! Android users, you aren't included in this conversation unless of course you only clicked on this video to make a salty comment about why Apple sucks and why Android reigns king. Spare us please. We know. So because running out of phone battery is a common occurrence, many of us have asked to borrow someone else's lightning cable to charge our phone. There's also a lot of places that are starting to implement charging stations. Places like Target and Starbucks in most major cities. Which is like, awesome, score! If I happen to be traveling and I run out of battery, I can just dip inside a Starbucks and charge my phone. Right? Wrong. You should also be very wary about borrowing someone else's cable. It turns out that there's a hacker that's made a lightning cable that allows someone to take over your Mac or PC if you happen to plug it in. First reported by Motherboard's Joseph Cox, the OMG Lightning Cable was created by someone called MG. He demoed his prototype at DEF CON hacking conference last summer. The OMG cable looks exactly like an Apple Lightning cable, and it also works in the exact same way. It charges a device and transfers data from a device to a computer. But the main difference is the OMG Lightning Cable contains a built-in wireless hotspot. A wireless hotspot that gives hackers the ability to remotely run commands on a Mac or Windows PC that the cord is plugged into. And if they can do that, they can do pretty much anything with your personal data. They can read it, they can delete it, and this includes things like your credit card info and private emails. Watch out, Hillary Clinton. Not really sure why, but the OMG cable is actually now being mass produced in factories. At first it was pretty expensive, $200 for just one cable, but now MG says that he's able to mass produce the cable in a factory, which means there are literally thousands of these things floating around now. This is the first time that a hacking tool disguised as a lightning cable has been mass produced. The only way to tell the difference between an OMG cable and a real lightning cable is if you tear it apart. If you tear it apart at the USB portion that plugs into your computer, it should have little letters that say OMG. I've never seen one in person, this is just from the photos. So how do you keep yourself safe? Always travel around with a battery pack and a lightning cable wherever you go. Your lightning cable. And also make sure you buy it from Apple. Like, I know that it sucks to go all the way to the Apple store or whatever, and lightning cables always break, but like, it's the only way that you're gonna know for sure that it's not one of these lightning cables. If you happen to see a random lightning cable lying on the ground, don't think to yourself, sweet, ground score, I'm gonna take that and plug it right into my computer. Just don't. I love me a ground score, but not that kind of ground score. If someone comes up to you when you're, let's say, asking a waiter to use their chargers and it freely offers you their cord, just don't accept it. It's true that a hacker will probably target someone specifically that they want to hack, but you should be mindful that hackers could leave these cables lying around for people to pick up. And as soon as that cable is plugged into a computer, boom! They got access to you. Okay? That joke was for Chris, guys. He's filming me. He finds that funny. You should also be on the lookout for random USB drives that are around the ground. There are also USB drives that are used as hacker tools that are floating around too. According to a 2016 experiment at the University of Illinois, they dropped a bunch of USB drives around the university, and almost half of those drives got plugged into a computer within hours. If those USB drives belonged to a hacker, then that hacker would have had access to whoever plugged those drives in. So yeah, that's it. Cool? Alright, that's all I have for you on that. It's time to do some comment features, so. Al Bradley. WTF, who is this soccer mom host trying to look young? Hey man, I take that as a compliment because your girl's booking all the soccer mom roles right now, and that's where the money is, boo. Woo! I'm just as cringy as a soccer mom too. I'm like that weird aunt that you got. Vogue Alpha said, new to this channel, Charlotte, you killing it. Oh, stop it. You are nice. You can stay. Gone said, this is my favorite channel and Charlotte is my favorite. Well, you're my favorite potato. Don't tell anyone else. Why are you smiling when your next said, I been a sucker in the last few stories. Yeah, I'm a sucker for a headline, what can I say? I see a headline, Okay, alright, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you want to keep watching, we put together a playlist for you with a bunch of videos just like this one. Make sure you stick around. In just a few seconds, you're going to see some bonus content. And obviously subscribe so we get to hang out every day, and I'll see you in a future I/O video. iPhone users beware, there's a lightning cable that's actually being mass produced in factories that gives hackers access to your access? What the f did I write?
Access.